It's been another busy week of headlines for State Superintendent Ryan Walters. The latest, an announcement that he wants to make teachers pass an American values test written by a controversial conservative group in order to be allowed to teach here.
But some critics say the fact Walters announced that isn't the headline they take away from this. News 4's Spencer Humphrey is here with why. Spencer?
Yeah, this was another announcement from Ryan Walters that quickly got his vocal critics start proclaiming, "Here we go again." But with details on the idea still murky and questions about its legitimacy going unanswered, at least one Walters critic says seeing people devote energy and outrage to stuff like this is all he thinks Walters really wants.
Look, President Trump is the one fighting for fairness and keeping the rest of the country from becoming this woke dumpster fire that's in California.
State Superintendent Ryan Walters making another one of his frequent Fox News field trips this week.
The absurdity that Gavin Newsom is going to stand there and say, "Girls, sorry, you're going to compete with boys."
Working in all the standard buzzwords and talking points.
These woke ideologues, these Marxists.
In under 40 seconds.
That's why we announced today, if you're going to come from California to Oklahoma to teach, we're going to make sure you take a test and understand basic biology before we let you in a classroom.
In a press release this week, also complete with his usual woke agendas, leftist propaganda, and radical ideologies phrasing, Walters announced teachers from states having what he describes as progressive education policies will have to take an assessment to ensure they align with Oklahoma's commitment to fostering an America First education in order to be certified to teach in Oklahoma, saying it would test their knowledge of the U.S. Constitution, understanding of American exceptionalism, and grasp of fundamental biological differences between boys and girls. An effort, he says, to protect students from divisive ideologies and ensuring classrooms remain places of learning, not indoctrination. And guess who he's having help put it together?
We partnered with PragerU on this.
PragerU, the conservative nonprofit famous for making politically charged videos it bills as history education content. We, of course, had some questions we wanted to ask Walters, like, did you award PragerU this partnership through the state's competitive bidding process? Do you have a contract with PragerU? And how much are you paying PragerU? Nobody at OSDE got back to us on those, nor did they answer us when we asked, can Walters cite a specific state statute he believes gives him the authority to require and enforce this idea? Of course, longtime Walters critic, State Representative Forrest Bennett, has plenty of problems with Walters' idea.
We want good educators to come to Oklahoma. We want to grow good educators here. And this doesn't help us at all.
But it's the lack of answers to what does Walters think gives him the legal power to do this that Bennett zeroes in on.
It's grift.
In the case of this latest idea, or with most of Walters' headline-grabbing announcements, Bennett believes Walters knows full well he doesn't have the legal authority to require any of it.
That he's doing these things out of political motivation and not doing what's best for kids.
Bennett thinks it's all just about getting a reaction, getting Walters' name out there, getting you talking about him.
He tipped off Fox News about this information before he let the people of Oklahoma know about it.
And Bennett says ultimately getting people and some headline writers to skip straight to proclaiming, look what he is doing, rather than first asking, is this even something he can do?
Because I think there are a lot of folks out there that take him at his word that he's trying to do what's best for Oklahoma, but the reality is that's not the case at all.
We also asked Walters' office if they could tell us if they believe Walters actually has legal authority to require such a test. How would he administer it? Would it be the job of the school districts who hire the teachers or some other body? Again, Walters nor anyone else at OSDE answered any of our questions.